Hey friends, welcome back to Llama Mama Kayla's Yarn Tube. I'm Kayla, and I want to say a great big thank you for stopping by to visit today. I appreciate you all so very much, and I always love visiting with you guys, and I appreciate you all so much. I know that you have been praying for me and also for Big Daddy, and I want to just say thank you. That just means the world to me. It means so much to me because I do believe in prayer, and your prayers just mean a lot to me. And so I want to update you guys on what's going on and just give you a an idea of how to pray, what we need prayer for, if you may say, right? So grab you a drink and a project because this might get lengthy. I'm drinking good old Louisiana sweet tea today. I had ice in there, but my ice is already melted. And it wasn't even hot tea to begin with. But, so you all know Big Daddy was in the hospital. I've been having some issues. I was in the hospital, out of the hospital, but I was still having my issues with my feeding tube, causing just a lot of pain inside my stomach. And they did decide that the infection was gone, but I have inflammation on the inside of my stomach around the tube area. So I don't know. I'm supposed to be seeing the surgery team at some point. I don't have an appointment with them yet, and I haven't pursued for the appointment because I just had so much else going on, right? And then Big Daddy ended up in the hospital, and he got released from the hospital, but he's not any better. All we know is that it's not cardiac. They did full cardiac workup, checked everything to do with his heart, and we know it's not related to heart. So that is good. We're thankful that it is not anything to do with his heart. Very thankful for that. But we don't know what's going on with him. The day that he got out of the hospital, I could clearly see that he was struggling. Like, you're not any better. We did change, or he changed, I didn't have anything to do with it. He changed the settings on his CPAP machine according to what was suggested to him or whatever. I don't know. I wasn't really involved with that, but I know the settings were changed for his CPAP machine, and so we was hoping maybe that was going to help, but it hasn't. It hasn't. Not at all. The same day that he came home from the hospital, that night, he needed me to bring him his phone charger or something. He was already in the bed for the night. I went in there and took him his phone charger, and I was talking to him, and then our son Elijah came in our bedroom and was talking to him, and we were sitting there, the three of us were just talking. Big Daddy was laying in the bed, and me and Elijah was just standing by the bed, and Big Daddy was just gasping for breath. I mean, he was just like, it was like he could not breathe. He was trying his best to get enough air. I don't know. And me and Elijah just looked at each other, and we're just like, he's not better. I mean, he's not. So I had suggested that we just cancel my appointment that was in another town that we were going to travel for. And it could have been a one-day travel, but I wanted to meet up with Tap Mama 73 in the Bake Brigade, which I didn't get to meet the Bake Brigade, but I met Tap Mama and John. I wanted to meet up with them and do, something with them while we were there. And so we knew it would be like late into the night, and we didn't want to like travel back home really late at night. And so we decided that we would just get a hotel room and spend the night there. So anyway, I did suggest that let's just cancel my appointment and we can reschedule it later. Even though I've been waiting for this appointment for a very long time, I'm really concerned about Big Daddy and his health. He's not right. And so he was like, no, we'll go on to your appointment. And I was like, are you sure? And he said, yeah, because it could be another 6 months before you get back in to see this doctor. And I'm like, well, yeah. So we got up Thursday morning to get ready to go to my appointment. I got up, got a shower, got dressed, got all my stuff together. He got a shower, and he was just huffing and puffing, trying to catch his breath. And so I was kind of helping him along and got him to the point where he could get back there to get dressed. But it was taking him forever, like hours, okay? Hours to get dressed. And I had wanted to leave, a little earlier than we had planned. I had wanted to, leave and stop at a couple places on the way. But I saw that wasn't going to happen because he could barely even get dressed. He was just struggling. And I would go back there and check on him and say, are you ready? And he was just like, no, not yet. And so then he had finally got dressed, and he was in the kitchen and was getting ready, and I could just hear him like just gasping for air. I mean, really, that's what he's doing. And so I went in there. I said, hey, I'm gonna cancel that appointment. We're gonna wait. We're not gonna go while you're feeling so bad. We'll just wait. And he said, no, I'm ready. We're going. So we argued about it, and he was adamant that we were going to go. And I was just like, I don't know. I guess I feel guilty that we were going somewhere for me when I could clearly see that he is in no shape to be going. That's the honest truth. But he was insistent that we go, and I was like, okay, you're the one insisting, So we go, we get on the road, and we head over to Shreveport, and we got there just about in time for my appointment. And I had been waiting on this appointment for a while, like I said. So by the time we got there, the reason why my doctor had referred me to this doctor, and my doctor's office actually is the one that made the appointment. I didn't make the appointment. And the reason why we made the appointment was no longer even a concern. I mean, it was a concern. It is. But it quickly went to the back burners, what I'm trying to say. Like, it wasn't the main reason why I was there anymore. So I saw, I guess, the nurse and all, did triage and all that kind of stuff. And then another lady came in and took notes and stuff. And then the doctor came in. And so immediately we talked about my pinky. I don't know how well that will show up on camera. It really doesn't show up that well so that you can see. It's just not really showing. The tip, you can see it's a little discolored, but it's darker, and like there's a hair on my, it's darker in person than it's really showing up on the camera. But the whole tip of my finger and to the side, you see basically all the way down to this part of my finger, all the way around, is dark, discolored. It has been very, very painful. It's been hurting, throbbing, burning inside. It's just like a burning, throbbing pain. And at night, I mean, it wakes me up all night long because it is hurting so badly. And I've done this with all, I've lost 5 fingers already. I've done this with all 5 fingers. I wake up in the night and it's hurting so bad, and I get the flashlight or my phone light or whatever, and I look at my finger, I turn the light on, I look at my finger just to, see what's happening with it because it's so very painful. And so when I showed the doctor what was going on with my finger, he was immediately concerned, which I was so thankful. And I told him, I don't want to lose my pinky. I don't want to lose it. And I did get a little teary-eyed normally, and I'm getting, emotional right now. Normally, when I start to lose a finger, I mean, it's happened 5 times. I know what's happening. I know. Normally, when I have a finger that starts acting up, I am a little emotional because nobody wants to lose a finger. God grief. So I am a little emotional at first. And then the emotion comes from the pain, because it's always, such great pain. And I did take pain pills with this finger, with this finger right here. I lost this one first, and then this was the second one. And so I was in the hospital for over a month with this finger before it was finally like amputated. And I was on pain medicine that whole time. And I had a bad experience after the surgery with the pain medicine. Like, my body was trying to trick me into saying I needed more pain medicine. And the hospital was willing to give the pain medicine, but Big Daddy was saying, no, don't take the pain medicine. Because I was telling him other things that were going on with me, and he's like, that's the pain medicine, trying to convince you to take more pain medicine. And so, thankfully, he works with that kind of thing. He knows he knew what was going on, and so he was able to explain to me what was going on. And I trusted what he was saying, and so we had to just take me off that pain medicine ourselves, because the hospital and the doctors and all were just like, here's more pain medicine, here's more pain medicine. So I can totally see how someone gets addicted to pain medications, right? And so ever since that experience, because it was a really bad experience, and just to say a little bit more about that, if you don't know, when you take pain medications, and when I had that surgery, I had been eating Dilaudid pills for over a month, okay? That's what I was prescribed, like Dilaudid pills every 4 hours. And the pain that you experience from the nerves dying in your finger, it does require that pain medication, because it hurts like crazy. You cannot even imagine the pain. I mean, it feels like my finger is being held over a flame, and it is just like burning, but it's also a throbbing pain in there. So anyway, but after my surgery, right after my surgery, they had gave me, I guess, shot, and in recovery, they were giving me shots of morphine, shots of Dilaudid. They ended up giving me like an ungodly amount of shots through the IV, trying to control my pain, because I was just screaming so bad in recovery that my hand was just hurting. I mean, they had just cut my finger off, but they couldn't, the pain was just too great. They couldn't control the pain. And they gave me like a lot of morphine and Dilaudid through the IV. And then I guess after I was, in my room after the surgery, I was getting Dilaudid through IV. And then they stepped down to Dilaudid pills. And my brain was like, oh, no, we want the good stuff. We want the IV Dilaudid. And so, I was experiencing pain as if I had had a C-section, a cesarean surgery, like, I don't know how to explain this. I really don't know how to explain this, but it's really just your mind playing tricks on you. And my hand didn't even hurt. I just had a finger cut off. It did not even hurt. My stomach hurt, my lower stomach, where you would get a C-section at, and I've had 2 C-sections. It hurt like crazy. If I coughed. I mean, I was having to hold a pillow over my stomach as if I just had surgery, and I didn't. And I was holding my stomach, I was holding a pillow on it. I couldn't cough, I couldn't laugh, I couldn't do anything. It hurt so bad. And from about my knees up to my waist, above my, like, or up in this area, that whole area of my body was in such pain for no reason, like no reason whatsoever. And so, you know, that's when I had called Big Daddy that one morning. Before he came to the hospital, and told him what was going on. And then he came up there and he was like, that's just your body, your brain playing tricks on you, wanting more medication. We're gonna have to get you off of that, you know. But he said, we'll wean you off of it. They were fixing to discharge me from the hospital, and he was like, let's just go home and we'll wean you off of it. And that's what we did. When I went out of the hospital, this whole hand was bandaged up like crazy. Did not hurt a stitch. Nothing hurt. I was holding my stomach. I'm holding my stomach and walking bent over because I couldn't stand up straight, because my imaginary C-section that I just had was killing me. So anyway, I came home from the hospital like that, and eventually I was, you know, he weaned me off of that, the Dilaudid, and that all got better. But I can just see and I understand where people would take more pain medicine, because I was hurting like crazy, right? And so I can totally get where people get addicted to drugs from situations like that. I hear of a lot of people have back surgery and they end up addicted to drugs. But anyway, thankfully I had Big Daddy and he helped me. So after that finger, then I think I lost this finger next. I can't even remember. It was one of these two. I think it was this one. I didn't take any pain medicine. I did not take pain medicine. I couldn't risk going through that again, because even though what I described might not have sounded very bad to you, but it was horrific. So anyway, I didn't take pain medicine. I just refused. And I suffered through that. I suffered through it really, really bad. And then I lost this finger next. I lost these two next, pretty close together. And then I went a good while before I lost this finger. It was a good while before I lost that one. But anyway, saying all that to say that, I forgot what I was saying. Talking about this pinky, wasn't I? I have not taken pain medicine for this pinky. I was prescribed some. I don't know if I'm going to take it or not. I may end up having to, because it is just so very painful. I don't know if I'm going to be able to stand it, to be honest. So anyway, the doctor was all concerned, and of course I was concerned, and I might have got a little tearful. I didn't really just like cry in his office, but he could tell my eyes were watering up for sure. And he said, let's try to save it. And I'm like, yes, please, please, you know. So he decided that we were going to do Botox injections. And I said, I had Botox with this finger. And he said, and how did it do? And I'm like, well, the finger got cut off. I mean, I lost the finger anyway. And he said, we'll try with this. And so he went out, and then I heard him out in the hallway talking that they're, you know, let's give Miss Miller Botox, blah, blah, blah. And so he did. He came back in and he said, I'm going to give you more than the recommended amount. Yeah, you just really cannot see how dark that is on camera. It's just not showing you how dark that is. The light is, you know, just too bright, I guess, and it's illuminating it. So he gave me 3 botox injections, and he said he gave me more than the recommended amount. Did I just say that? But he gave me a shot here, a shot here, and a shot here. So he botoxed it up, right? And then he said, I'm gonna have you back in 2 weeks, and I'm gonna have a rheumatology team here to see you also. So we finished up what we were doing and everything, and I left. And when I left, I think the pain had eased up and the color looked better. And I had such high hopes that, you know, oh, this is gonna, I'm not gonna lose my finger. And we went on and we met Tap Mama Amanda, Tap Mama 73, and her son John. We went and met them at Joann's, and that's just a whole nother video that'll be coming up. That was the highlight of my day. But we went and met them and had a good, very good evening, and like I said, that's another video. But anyway, Big Daddy was just so nauseated and ended up just throwing up and throwing up and throwing up, and just like, oh my gosh. And then Friday morning, we were going to try, I really wanted to try to meet back up with Amanda again and maybe do a video together and just, you know, to say bye and everything. But Big Daddy was horrible. I was horrible. I had been up all night with my pinky hurting, between my pinky hurting, my feed tube hurting, and refluxing. I did not get any sleep whatsoever. And he had to get up that morning and do a webinar or webnear, or I don't know what you call it. He had to do something online, some kind of web video thing for his work. And so he did that, and I slept while he did that. And then we got in the truck, and we went to Walmart to pick up some things we needed, and we just decided to head home because he was nauseated and did not feel well, and I don't know, I didn't feel good either. So I slept all the way home and came home. We got our stuff in. He got in his chair, went to sleep, and I went and got in the bed and went to sleep. So we slept the rest of the day because we were just so wore out. You know, we just can't go and do like we used to do. But anyway, I am still so worried about him because he's not good. He's not. So I've got to get on him to make an appointment with his doctor. He doesn't have a follow-up appointment with her. When he was seeing her in the office, she sent him to the ER and didn't make a follow-up appointment with her. The ER should have made a follow-up appointment with her, but they did not. So he's got to be proactive and make an appointment. And I go back October the 4th to Shreveport to see this doctor with my finger, and he's going to have the rheumatology team there, which I'm excited about because maybe they can help with my finger. Maybe they can help with other stuff that's going on with me and decide some things. But anyway, that's the good, the bad, and the ugly. The bad is that Big Daddy is not any better. He still feels real bad. The good is that we got to meet Amanda and John and had a very nice time with them. And then the ugly is my pinky. Y'all, I don't want to lose this pinky. I want to ask you guys to really just pray for my pinky. I don't know. It's just, what I was going to say earlier is, usually, I don't know if I finished my thought. I'm like, y'all, I'm all over the place. Forgive me. Usually when I have a finger acting up like this, and by the time I know that the nerves are dying, like I said, I'm tearful. I'm very, upset about it. And then you go a long period with trying to do all these different things to save the finger. And, I mean, we've tried it, you name it, we've tried it. All the, everything. We've tried everything with all 5 fingers. Like, we repeated everything every time, right? Okay. That's what we're doing again this time. We're just repeating everything. And, I'm not giving every freaking detail that we're doing because, some things are just, don't need to be said. But anyway, by the time it comes around to it's time to cut the finger off, it's relief. I'm no longer tearful. I'm like, yes, let's get it over with. I can't take this pain anymore. Because by then the finger's pretty dark, black. Gangrene has set up in it. And I'm just ready to get it cut off and get it over with, right? I don't know that it's going to be that easy this time. Because if I lose this finger, it's just going to leave this thumb. I use this pinky. I use it for everything. I mean, that's what I use on this hand. So, I don't know. I just ask you to pray that for somehow this botox helps. I was reading online about the botox and Raynaud's, and it says you need to repeat the injections, I guess. So maybe when I go back on the 4th, he might give more botox injections. I don't know what his plan are. It probably depends on how far it's progressed by then. We'll just see, I guess. I don't know how often you can get botox injections. I don't know. I did kind of search for that, but for this particular thing, there wasn't any kind of guideline. But yeah, I am upset. I am very tearful and emotional about it, just because I don't want to lose this finger. I'm very much an independent, I'll do it myself type person, and to have to ask for help is annoying to me. I don't like to ask for help. I don't like to have to depend on other people to do things for me. And so if I lose this finger, it's going to take away a lot of my independence. I mean, it's going to take away, I'm going to have to need help with a lot of things. And then for crocheting, I don't know what it's gonna, I don't know. So yeah, guys, I just want to ask y'all to please continue to pray for Big Daddy, one, that we figure out what's going on with him. I feel like he probably needs to see a pulmonary doctor. And when he goes back to see his regular doctor, I'm going to ask her about referring him to a pulmonary doctor. Since his heart, checked out that it's great. Nothing's going on there. We need to just move on to the next person. And I think that maybe should be a pulmonary doctor. So I just, pray that we do move things along and are able to figure out what is going on with him. But anyway, guys, I just want to say thank you all for being here, for supporting me. it means a lot to me, and I appreciate you all so very much. My finger is throbbing, like it is so throbbing in so much pain. Bye, friends.